Hello! In this presentation, I'll be talking about a new project between IRIS and UNAVCO to develop a common platform for geophysical data services in a cloud environment. For those that may be unfamiliar with IRIS and UNAVCO, we operate the National Seismological and Geodetic Facilities on behalf of the National Science Foundation. The data service directorates of each facility operate data centers supporting large national and international audiences of researchers and others. Both facilities operate relatively large physical data centers. There are some components that are currently operating in cloud-like compute centers, but for the most part our core operations are dependent on our own infrastructure. For an idea of our current scale, the combined repositories contain a few petabytes of data, which are growing with continuous data collection from permanent stations and the additions of new sources. Hundreds of thousands of individual data channels are managed, and millions of requests per day distribute more than a petabyte of data per year. In the graphic on the right, you see the annual distribution volumes from one of the facilities, IRIS Data Services, from 2007 through 2020. This year, we anticipate shipping approximately a petabyte of data in total. In the coming years, we project a significant increase in data input and output for a variety of reasons. These could be cheaper sensors that allow much denser station deployments or increases in sample rate, and the output side we expect large data processing, aka big data, to become much more prominent in the coming years. We also anticipate that the facility will be asked to handle an increasing variety of data types. We have launched the Common Cloud Platform project to address multiple requirements. In addition to the just mentioned needs for increased data ingestion and distribution and the handling of more data types, we would like to offer capabilities not possible with the current systems, and we would like to be responsive to an NSF request to jointly develop a cloud-based prototype. The Common Cloud Platform, or CCP, has the project goal to design and build a unified platform for ingestion, archiving, curation, high-level product generation, quality measurements, and distribution in the cloud services environment for the operation of a combined SAGE Engaged Data Services facility. While ambitious, this project is critical to efficiently support a broad frontier of new science. With a single integrated project approach, staff from both IRIS and UNAVCO are involved in all project teams. Given the scale of the project, the two different facilities involved, and most importantly, the impact that this project may have on the research community supported by the facilities, we've instituted a level of formalism through a board, executives, project manager, and team leads to ensure that all stakeholders' needs will be met. We've developed a 3-year plan. As you can see below in the chart, we're about halfway through our first year. Most of the work thus far has been planning, and we're now moving into a phase of technical evaluation and prototyping. Early in the project, we developed a number of guiding principles. One of these is to develop from a new system perspective. How would we design this system if we were starting from scratch? Of course, this needs to be informed by the uses and needs of the current facilities. One of these is to make sure we support the significant access mechanisms currently offered at the existing facilities in the new one. This provides a bridge for users of the current facilities to the new facility in the future. We also want to employ agile design and development methodologies. We want to make sure we are using common data containers and software whenever possible, in other words, not reinventing the wheel. We want to include capabilities to support fair data principles at a fundamental level. We want the platform to be as cloud provider agnostic as possible. In other words, we want to be able to move the platform from one provider to another if needed. Finally, we want to have common identity management systems and strategies in place that are not specific to any one repository and are common across the platform. As mentioned, the initial work on the project has mostly been planning. We've completed the documentation and use cases and workflows for both facilities. We've completed a draft of a concept of operations for the entire project, and teams are currently working on the high-level requirements and platform design. We've identified a contractor to work on the cost, benefit, and risk analysis of a potential cloud operators. the CCP development teams have greatly benefited from the expertise added to them by the CI/COE pilot project. Given the scale and importance of this project, we developed a concept of operations, the purpose of which is to communicate user needs and expectations of the proposed system to all stakeholders and staff designing and implementing the platform. This is a really important document that does not include the technical details of how the system will be built, but instead includes a description of the context it was built within, what purposes it's going to serve, and how it will be supported. The current work of the project is to convert the conceptual ideas in the ConOps into architectural technology components that satisfy the requirements needed for the future platform. The next step in our project is to complete the high-level platform design, primarily through identifying all needed subsystems and how they interact. We then need to identify a couple of different cloud resources, one for development and prototyping, and one that we will propose for production operation. These may be the same environment, they may be different. And then we will move on to the fun work of prototyping implementations of each of these components, and eventually we will get to putting it all together. What we've described is an ambitious project, the reimagining of the data management platform for Sage Engage. We expect big things out of this, including the integrated multi-domain access from a single facility that will support multi-domain research, with a design that is cost-effective for current operation and growth into the future, with services and capacity that are not possible with the current systems. For example, the transfer of large data, which is difficult right now, in the scale of hundreds of terabytes, burst capacity when and as needed to handle special cases, the potential for supporting research data processing in the same cloud environment as the data to completely avoid over-the-internet transfer would be nearly revolutionary. We also see this as an opportunity to develop the culture between facility staff that will soon be merged in the coming years. And finally, we see the opportunity to address a lot of legacy technical debt that has been built up over the last number of decades that these facilities have been running. In conclusion, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to talking to you in the overview and Q&A session. See you then. You're still here? It's over.